Hello world. I hope this video finds everybody doing good under the sound of my voice. I hope it finds you blessed and highly favored. And if you woke up to see today, I hope you thank God for today, and we gonna live it day by day. Hello world. Today I want to touch on the topic I chose. It takes a village to raise a child. And I had a question. Do you still remember some of the people that lived in your village? And I told the topic because it's an old saying out there, it takes a village to raise a child. And I do realize that it does take a village to raise a child. And the question I would like to ask people is, do you still remember the people that lived in your village? And as I went back, I had a conversation with one of my friends on yesterday, and we were just touching like on the village, because the village, it consists of a lot of people. It was some Sunday school teachers, some real structured teachers. It was some, it was some grandparents. It was some real people like in the neighborhoods that we once lived in. And, I know if you anybody like me, I moved in different areas. So I'm from South Baton Rouge, but I was like, my mother ventured off in other areas, but it was always some people that was in the village that impacted my life. And I just want some people to reflect on the people in the village. And, I chose the topic because me and my friend, we was having a discussion about the people in the village. And we was touching on the fact that sometimes, like in my village where I grew up at, man, you couldn't do certain things in the neighborhood because, anybody could chastise you. And I can reflect on some of those people in the village, man. They didn't play no games, and if they got on me like my own mother would or my own grandparents would, because there was real structured people in the village. And as I go back and reflect on some of those people in the village that helped me in my upcoming, I was just like overwhelmed, because like me and my friend were just touching on that. We just had different stories to tell about the people that impact our lives in the village. And that's why I told the topic. I do know it takes a village to raise a child, but the question I would like to ask is, do you remember some of those people that was in your village? Because if you just think on that, I want some people just to ponder on this as the day go on, because it's gonna be some people in the village that you forgot about that probably went on to glory. Because I think back, and yesterday I had a real challenging day to where I was just thinking on some people in the village. And a lot of people, they going on to glory, but I do know that they impact my life, and I never forget them because of some of the things they probably did me as a kid, and how they probably chastised me in coming up. And, I just want some people to reflect on the people, that was in the village. Do you still remember some of the people that was in the village? Some of the people that probably impact your life down the road, and I just want some people to ponder on this as the day go on. And if you're anything like me, it's some people I forgot about. And I was just started just reflecting on some of them. And the more I thought on it, the more people that, I thought of. Because sometimes we can take for granted some of the people that, that was in the village. And I do know that the people that was in the village, they probably got us on the path that we on now. And I'm forever grateful for the people that was in the village. And, because I do know it did take a village to raise a child. And I do know that, as I think on this, I think on the people that was in the village. And I know that's a true statement, because one family can't raise a child. Because we can go and our parents can tell us one thing and we may not listen, but they may have some people in the village that tell us one time and we will go off on with our move, because they know how to deliver, and they could probably deliver better than some of our parents can. And and I just want some people today. I want to challenge you. I want you just to think on the people that was in the village. The people that probably that ran you out the corners when they was doing wrong, and they didn't want you to see some of the things that they were doing. And they always chastised you in the street when they saw you doing something wrong, and they get on you like a parent would. And you would listen to them better than you might listen to a parent. And I just want you to reflect on some of the people that was in the village. And that's why I asked the question, do you remember some of the people that lived in your village? You know, and as the more that you ponder on it, the more you think on this, a lot of people that's gonna come to mind. So I just want to challenge some people today, man. I do know that it takes a village to raise a child, but do you remember some of the people that lived in the village, in your village? Because my village, it consists of different people than yours. But you the only people that can reflect on these people that I'm talking about, because everybody's village probably was different, because we all went through different mixture of people, and we all had different people that impact our lives. So I chose the topic today. I do know it takes a village to raise a child, but do you remember some of the people that lived in the village? I just want that to ponder, and I want some people to think on that. Just food for a thought, and I thought I'd drop this on somebody, because I do know it takes a village to raise a child, but do you still remember some of the people that live in your village? I just want you to think on that today. And I challenge everybody to think on some people. And then when you think on those people, it's going to bless you, because some of those people don't went on to glory. Some of those people that impact your life, we took them for granted because we don't think on them as much as we probably do, or we did. And some of those people still here, you need to thank them. And then, because I thanked a few, and I think like everybody that just think on this. I'm challenging people just to think on those people that lived in your village. And just food for a thought, and I thought I'd drop this on somebody. I just want to encourage somebody to do something different than what you did yesterday. Check on those people that's in the village, or think of those people that's in the village. And I want to encourage somebody just to call somebody and check on somebody you haven't checked on in a while. They might need to hear your voice. And I always say that the world is not centered just around you. You have to deny yourself for someone else. That's the only way this thing gonna work. I want to encourage everybody that's listening in to take God everywhere you go. And everywhere you go, everybody ought to see God in you. And I want to encourage everybody listening in to keep your eyes on the prize, which is Him. And I want to encourage you just to be blessed. Till the next time.